In a moment that will echo through Danish history and the hearts of royal watchers around the world, Queen Mary of Denmark stood at the edge of tears. The gravity of the occasion was unmistakable. She was no longer Crown Princess Mary, the graceful consort who had supported her husband for decades in the shadows of royal duties. She was now Queen Mary, a title heavy with history, dignity, and responsibility. As King Frederik X ascended to the throne, Mary's transformation into queen became more than a constitutional formality. It was an emotional awakening that touched her, her children, and the entire Kingdom of Denmark in deeply personal ways. The once familiar rhythm of royal life had changed forever. Inside the palace walls, the transition sent emotional shockwaves. Queen Mary, known for her composed and reserved demeanor, was visibly overcome. Tears welled up as she stepped into her new role beside her husband. It was a rare glimpse of vulnerability from a royal whose poise had become part of her public identity. But the emotion didn't stop with Queen Mary. Their 4 children, Crown Prince Christian, Princess Isabella, and twins Prince Vincent and Princess Josephine, stood dignified but visibly affected. For them, the shift wasn't only about titles. It was about witnessing their mother step into an epical role and their father take on the full weight of kingship. And for the eldest, Christian, it meant he was now officially heir to the Danish throne, a realization that would deeply impact the course of his own life. January 14th began like any other wintry day in Copenhagen, but by afternoon, history was rewritten. After the shocking New Year's Eve announcement from Queen Margrethe II that she would abdicate, the Danish public had only 2 weeks to process a transition not seen in over half a century. In the hours leading to the formal ascension, tens of thousands gathered at Christiansborg Palace Square. From the royal balcony, King Frederik X, newly proclaimed, appeared with Queen Mary by his side, a scene evocative of fairy tales, but charged with modern gravity. She held his hand, he held his emotions, the crowd roared, and for one brief moment, monarch and people were united not just by protocol, but by sheer emotional energy. Queen Mary's eyes shimmered with tears as she looked out. Behind her composed smile was a woman transformed. From a Tasmanian-born commoner to Queen of Denmark, her journey had come full circle. What few saw was the deeply personal toll this moment took. Royal aides and insiders have since revealed that Queen Mary had been deeply reflective in the days leading up to the ascension. Her journal entries, reportedly filled with doubts, affirmations, and reflections on her late father, John Donaldson, were said to have served as her quiet confidant during the shift. She spent long hours with her children, especially Princess Isabella and Crown Prince Christian, who are nearing adulthood and whose lives are already under the public microscope. One insider noted, Mary wanted them to feel seen. She reminded them that while everything is changing around them, their bond as a family remains their greatest strength. No one felt the impact of the transition more than the children. Crown Prince Christian, now heir apparent, stood tall but pensive during the formal proclamation. At just 18, he carries the hopes of a nation and the expectations of a monarchy adapting to a modern world. Observers noted that he glanced often at his mother, drawing comfort from her silent strength. Princess Isabella, celebrated recently for her poise and growing popularity, looked visibly emotional. Lip readers caught her whispering, "More looks beautiful," to her younger sister Josephine. Such tender moments rarely surface during royal engagements, and yet, here was one unfolding in real time. Prince Vincent and Princess Josephine, the youngest of the royal siblings, displayed a mix of solemnity and wonder. As their father waved to the crowd, Josephine clutched her brother's hand, a silent gesture that underscored the weight of their new royal reality. While the royal family publicly embraced their new roles, Denmark's political leadership was carefully navigating the implications of the transition. Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen was among the few privy to Queen Margrethe's abdication plans. Her speech during the proclamation ceremony was brief but striking. "Today, we mark not only a change of sovereign but a reaffirmation of Denmark's unity." Privately, sources close to the Prime Minister's office confirmed there was a flurry of late-night meetings and draft communications prepared in the weeks between the abdication announcement and King Frederik's ascension. Security protocols were heightened. Communications between the palace and parliament were kept airtight. Despite the ceremonial nature of the monarchy in Denmark, the symbolism of this transition carried significant political weight. The Prime Minister's team reportedly held strategy sessions to address how the government would position itself during the first few months of King Frederik and Queen Mary's reign, ensuring that the royal family's popularity continued to bolster national unity during times of economic uncertainty. The transition wasn't just a Danish affair. Messages of congratulations poured in from around the world. King Charles III of the United Kingdom sent a handwritten note, praising King Frederik's dedication to his people and family, and describing Queen Mary as a bridge between cultures who has enriched the monarchy. In Australia, where Queen Mary was born and raised, the outpouring of affection was overwhelming. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese issued a heartfelt statement, "We are proud of Mary, Queen of Denmark. Her strength and grace continue to be a beacon of Australia's values on the world stage." News outlets from Spain to Sweden ran live coverage. Queen Letizia of Spain reportedly sent a personal message to Mary, calling her a sister queen, and offering support during what she described as the most emotionally intense days of royal life. What now defines Queen Mary's reign? According to those closest to her, she envisions a monarchy rooted in compassion, modern relevance, and cultural dialogue. Already, she has begun reshaping the public role of the royal family. Her foundation's work on domestic violence, youth empowerment, and women's health is expected to expand significantly. Queen Mary's first speech as consort was brief, delivered during a closed royal dinner following the balcony appearance. But her words resonated. "This crown belongs not to me, but to every child who dreams, to every woman who dares, and to every family who believes in love above duty." Her words reportedly brought her children to tears. Queen Mary's journey from Hobart to Copenhagen, from Mary Donaldson to Queen of Denmark, is not just a fairy tale, it's a modern parable of dignity, duty, and emotional resilience. As Denmark watches this new royal chapter unfold, the deep emotional undercurrent of her ascent continues to shape national conversations. The reaction from the public has been overwhelming. Flowers have been laid at royal residences, schoolchildren have drawn portraits of Queen Mary, and social media is flooded with messages of support. One post read, "I never believed in royals until Mary. She reminds me that we all come from somewhere, and we can all rise with love." As Queen Mary takes her place beside King Frederik X, the eyes of the world now turn to the next generation. Crown Prince Christian's debut as heir apparent marks the beginning of a long journey. Insiders say his education is being restructured to prepare him for diplomatic responsibilities, environmental leadership, and mental health advocacy, three causes dear to both his parents. Queen Mary is personally overseeing some aspects of his public role, including speech training and international exposure. "He must not only lead, he must listen," she reportedly told aides. Princess Isabella, too, is expected to take on more engagements. With her natural charisma and rising popularity, many see her as the royal family's next breakout star. She has already begun attending events on her own, and her eloquence is drawing comparisons to her mother. The ascension of King Frederik X and Queen Mary has ushered in more than just a new reign, it has invited an emotional renaissance within the Danish monarchy. With their children standing tall beside them, and a nation rallying in support, the future of the royal family seems brighter, and more human, than ever. Queen Mary's tears on the balcony were not a moment of weakness, but a symbol of deep, authentic connection, to her past, to her people, and to the role she now inhabits. The monarchy, long seen as a symbol of unchanging tradition, has shown it can evolve, not just with the times, but with feeling. And perhaps that's what makes this moment so unforgettable. Do you believe Queen Mary's emotional leadership will redefine what it means to be a royal in the modern world? Let us know in the comments. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more exclusive royal coverage, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update.